Bikurim Perek Aleph Mishnah Vav. So we discussed in the previous ones that in order to bring Bikurim, the land has to be yours. If the land is not yours, you don't bring Bikurim. What happens? This has to do with mathematics, by the way.
Mathematics?
Yeah.
Mathematics.
You will see soon. הקונה שני אילנות בתוך של חברו. Somebody buys 2 trees inside his friend's property.
The trees is his now.
Oh,
How can you do it?
the question is not if the trees is his. The trees is his.
The land is not his.
Oh, the question is, did he buy the land
with the tree?
or he didn't buy the land?
Or did he buy just the chunk of dirt around the roots? Is that enough?
You don't buy the land.
So, in theory let's explain the mathematics behind it.
Yeah.
The question is, over here, does a line have mamash? A line. There's a line between the 2 trees. Yeah. If you draw a line, does a line have measurement?
Of course.
Does it?
No.
Of course.
He says no, you say of course. No, that's the question. That's the argument.
Why do you say it? Why is that the question?
Because he bought 2 trees.
Yeah. He bought 2 trees?
He bought 2 trees. If he would have bought 1 tree, we would all say most probably he didn't buy the land. Everybody would agree to that. 1 tree, you're buying a tree, you're not buying land. That's what in the man's mind. I got to your property, I said.
What's the difference between 1 and 2?
Oh, when forget 2. Let's go to more.
More than 1.
Let's go to about 1, 2, 3, 4 trees. Yeah. So when I buy the 4 trees, the question is, am I buying the 4 trees or am I buying the land where the 4 trees are?
But we had the concept before.
So, wait. So the question is, over here we have a cell. Practically, it's the same thing. I come over to you, and I say, Aryeh, Yovel is going to be in 50 years, right? I want this 1, 2, 3, 4 trees, right? Will you sell it to me? So Aryeh says, go ahead. These 4 trees are next to each other. It's an orchard. Mm-hmm. You have an orchard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now
sell me the trees.
Wait.
You asked me.
We didn't specify. The question is, we didn't specify. That's a problem.
Oh,
there was no specification. So let's continue. Okay. So the most probable thing is, when you buy 4 trees, it's like buying the land where the 4 trees are. Because practically, there's no other difference. When I'm saying, sell me those 4 trees, what am I saying? I'm saying, sell me this area of the 4 trees so I can grow it.
And you have to use, the land, you're not going to borrow the land from him because it's using the nutrients. And, we had the concept before of a tree. I don't remember exactly what it was, but if you pull out the tree and there's dirt in it, and if it's standing in a place and the river washes it away, how much dirt is left in it. So you can't just sell just a tree because it always has some dirt with it.
No, you can. There is such a thing that I come over to you and you have a decal.
Let me ask you a question.
Wait. When you have a decal is a date tree, right. And I'm telling you, I want the tree for the fruits though. I'm buying just the fruits of the tree.
Right.
Yeah. So there is such a concept to buy the tree, the product of the tree without the land.
In other words, you are not specified what you're going to do with the tree. You tell the guy, I'm going to buy the tree. He doesn't tell you, okay, you buy it, I give you a week to cut it and take it to where, or take it out and put it in your property.
No.
I bought trees
the
too,
specification
but
is...
They dig him out and they move it to me.
No, the specification is, there is specification. It stays on your property.
Okay, you bought the land too. You got the land, now the guy is...
Wait, don't jump so much to conclusion. It's not necessarily, because just like the guy can come over to you and he says, look, I'm buying this tree for the dates. He didn't buy the land. He just bought the fruit that is going to go on that tree. So the same thing over here. The question is going to be, when you say a statement like, I'm buying 2 trees, if you're saying I'm buying 1 tree, everybody is going to assume, everybody's going to assume you're just buying the fruit. If you're saying I'm buying 3 trees, everybody is going to assume you're buying the land, because you cannot put 3 trees, even if you put it in a line, it's going to be a triangle, because it's going to move off the axis a little bit, so there is a land somewhere there. So you're buying the land between the 3 trees. But in 2 trees, the question is, does the line that connect them have a width? Did you buy the land between them? Oh, so
it's too thin.
Oh,
you can walk on
so you see, you changed your mind from the beginning.
No,
so, yeah. But that's the question. The question
buy
is
a building with the land lease. In other words, underneath the building, like the tree, it's lease. Here.
Oh, over here you have a problem because it wasn't specified. I don't know your intention.
So now, if you want to get to the tree and pick up the fruit, you have to go through that property. You want to take care of it.
It's on the edge. It's the 2 trees on the edge.
Doesn't matter where. You still have to go in. It's like your property, but it's not yours.
No, it doesn't have to be.
You have to work it.
It can be 2 ways. It can be that the guy gives you permission to go on his land to get the fruit, or it can be it's your property. That's the question.
Okay.
That's exactly where we're holding. Okay.
Now it's good.
So הקונה 2 אילנות בתוך של חברו. So the guy only buying 2 trees inside of his friend. It wasn't specified, like we said. בתוך שדה חברו, מביא, he brings, ואינו קורא, and he doesn't read. Because when you read, you're saying the words, the land that God gave to me. So it looks like they're holding the 2 trees. You didn't buy the land. You didn't buy the land when you got only 2 trees, unless it was specified. Yeah? שהואיל וקנה את האילנות סתם, look what it says. He bought the אילנות. They were not specified that I'm buying the land with the אילנות. I just said I'm buying the trees. ספק הוא לחכמים אם קנה קרקע עמהם לאו. חכמים says, look, I can see 2 ways. Maybe he bought the land, maybe he didn't buy the land. We're not sure. We're not sure. When you're saying I'm buying 2 trees, we're not sure if you're saying you're buying just the tree without the land or the tree with the land. הילקח מביא ביקורים מספק. So the ביקורים he has to bring from ספק, because we have that. אבל אינו קורא מספק, but he doesn't read. He doesn't make the declaration מספק. Okay.
What was the sentence you said? The land?
Thank you, God, for giving me this land.
Giving the person who owns
Giving
the land?
me.
The
person who has
the trees.
the person who brings bikurim have to make a declaration. Right. Thank you, God, for giving me the land. And that's the problem. We're not sure he has land. We're not sure he has the land. That's right.
My logic is saying, maybe the land was very, very cheap in that time. I don't know. But today, if you tell somebody, I hear the tree, I bought the land 200, you're crazy. The land worth much more money than the tree. What are you talking about? It's like, for me, it's such
Arya, it works exactly. It works exactly the same. Let me give you an example. On your property,
it's less because
exactly the same. I'll explain why. I'll explain. Okay. You have an orchard, 100 trees. I'm coming to you, says, Arya, I want to buy the first 2 fruits. It's a business. It makes $100 per day, this orchard. I'm going to buy 2 trees. In other words, I'm telling you, Arya, would you sell me 2% of your business? Yeah? So you're going to sell me this 2% of the business for 50 years. That's how the land was bought over there, right? It was bought for a lease for 50 years. Now the question is, for sure, you sold me this 2%, right? What's the difference to you personally, if the land belongs to you or the land belongs to me? Does it make a difference financially to you?
No.
That's the problem over here. It's the same. You would sell it for the same amount. For you in your brain, it doesn't matter if I sell him just the tree or the land with the tree. It's the same thing for me. And because it wasn't specified.
You can't use it anymore because you got the tree. And he
That's right. So that's the problem. It wasn't stated what I'm buying. Am I buying just the tree or just the land? And that's what Chachamim says. We don't know what over here. Did he buy the land or not buy the land? So therefore,
you put it in there all time. It looks better.
Okay, now it looks better. Okay, good. Okay. Because anyway, it's coming back to you after 50 years.
Right. And just on another note, I don't know if it's really related, but the Kohen would look at land and say it's not worth anything without trees and fruit on it, because the Kohen's not getting anything from just dirt.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right?
Yeah. But let's continue. So the Chachamim says, I have doubt who does the land belong to. Therefore, you bring the Bikurim, but you don't declare. Rabbi Meir says, Mevi vekore, he brings it and he reads it. In other words, the argument, again, is mathematics. Is a line metziut?
Is there volume?
Is the volume in a line? Because if I connect the two trees, it looks like there is something there. Shesover Rabbi Meir says, שהקונה שני אילנות, that even if you, now everybody agrees that if you just bought one ilan, you didn't buy the land. The problem is over here you bought two ilans. That's the line that connects them, makes it also a karka. Rabbi Meir says שהקונה שני אילנות קונה קרקע עמהם. Rabbi Meir says that if somebody buys two trees, he bought the land with them. ואין הלכה כרבי מאיר, and we don't go like Rabbi Meir. We still have doubts. Rabbi Meir is 100% sure that you bought the land. We go like Chachamim, we don't know if you bought the land or not, because it wasn't specified. Beram, but for sure, הקונה שלושה אילנות. Once it's 3 trees, then for sure you have volume. Then for sure there's a volume there. הכל מודים שקנה קרקע, because nobody is going to buy 3 trees without the land in between. It's an obvious thing to them.
Well, like you said before, because we did before, if you arrange things differently, if it's in a row, if it's in those different shapes. So what if the 3 in a row, it's still a line?
Very good. So it says you cannot have 3 points, completely in a line. It will be a millimeter over here, a millimeter over there. That millimeter will make a triangle. So it will have some volume. But just a straight line is theoretical. It's still in theory. Straight line you can say have no volume. But a triangle, a triangle with 3 points will always have volumes. 2 points doesn't have volume. Again, I tell you, it's a mathematic argument over here. ולכן מביא וקורא. Therefore he brings and reads. והקונה אילן אחד סתם, and if the guy buys only 1 tree, הכל מודים שלא קונה קרקע. Everybody admits that he doesn't have land, because a point doesn't have volume. So, this is the argument. A point in mathematics doesn't have volume. A line maybe has volume, maybe doesn't have volume. But a triangle, 3 points, for sure has volume.
I really don't understand.
It is strange.
The thing behind it at all. 1 tree, everybody saying, no, you didn't buy the karka. Why not? I still have to go there, I still have to work the tree, still have to walk in the land around it.
No. If you specified that you're buying this tree with the land around it,
without specification.
Without specification, trees, like I said before, there was a common to sell the dates on the tree only. It was very common at the time. I'm selling you the dates on the tree. You have you're not getting land at all. Only the dates on the tree I'm selling you. The produce.
But let me understand. If I get a square,
yeah,
I get a tree here, a tree here, a tree here, and a tree.
For sure.
I tell the guy, sold you the tree. And then I go and I put tree here, and tree here, and tree here.
You're not allowed to. It's his land.
Why? Who said it's his land? There is enough room here.
No.
This is my land. How?
Because
that's what I don't understand. How is it?
I'll give you an example.
Now it's mine.
It's only by law. By law.
Here is the tree. Here is the tree.
Right.
He owned 4 trees.
Yeah.
Why does he own the line? Where does it say that he owns the line?
So
by
let
law. By law.
Which law?
Aryeh.
Murphy laws.
No. Aryeh.
What's the law?
No. It's specification, which means like this. If you specifically came to the argument with the guy, this is what the argument was. The contract. So thank you. The contract was that you're buying the land, or the contract was that you're buying trees. Okay. If you buy, so listen. If you bought only trees, and it was specified in the contract, you're buying trees, not the land.
You're talking only when it wasn't specified in the contract.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I'm gonna buy those 4 trees.
But you don't know if you bought the land or the trees.
But you don't specify. You're buying the tree only. Hey, you're not buying the land.
Oh.
You're just saying, buying the trees.
Stop. Almost. So if you bought one tree, yeah, everybody agrees. If it says in the contract you bought one tree, everybody says you didn't buy land. If you bought 3 trees, everybody says you bought land.
I understand why you didn't buy land on one tree.
It doesn't matter.
Though you didn't specify.
Because
you didn't specify.
If you didn't specify, it's possible to buy, because it is possible to buy a tree without land. It's possible. There's such a concept. People bought trees without land. You go to the market in Israel. You go to the business market. There was such a custom that people bought the fruit of the tree. But people did not buy fruit of 3 trees without land. When you come 2 trees, you say there's no volume over there in between the 2 trees. So it's possible you bought 2 trees, specifically, you bought 2 trees and not the land. But when you bought 3, everybody says, no, this is already, he's buying land already over here.
So in other words, just so I understand, if I got 5 acres here, and I got a tree here, I got a tree here, and I got a tree here. That's my land here.
Yeah.
And now you do this triangle. And I sold you the trees, and I didn't specify, like this case. That means that the rest of the land inside, you tie up for me because of the triangle.
Oh, so in such a case...
You see the logic here?
Yeah. It will continue. So the sages are going to ask you, are there any trees in between there? Do you have...
No, I want to put. I sold him this because the corner, this is...
So because of the situation you bring, the sages are going to say, over here, the fact that it's in different part of the field proves the fact that you only sold the tree and not the land. But
now
over here you have the trees only on one side, and we're not sure if you sold them.
It depends on the case. It's not engraved in stone here like you said.
It is engraved in stone as long as you can prove it.
As
long as you can prove it, yeah. Okay?
That's okay, now I understand.
Yeah. So, והקונה אילן אחד סתם, הכל מודים שלא קנה קרקע. והוא פוסק הרמב"ם, שאינו מביא ביקורים כלל. So if you bought only a tree, one tree, you don't bring bikurim at all. Because everybody admits that you bought one tree, it looks like you only bought the fruits and you didn't buy the land.
But it is possible to buy 3 trees and say, I'm buying only the trees. In the contract, you can put...
Yeah. Over here, the problem is that there was no... Yeah. Oh, this is an interesting part. Yavesh Ma'ayan. So you have some... Okay, so let's discuss it before even we start. You have a property with a well. In other words, you know that the trees on that property are not going to bring fruit unless you draw water from the well.
Whose well?
No, the well is whatever. You have a property, forget another person. You have a property with a well. In other words, when the well dries, the trees are considered to be not there anymore. Because
you can't bring water.
You can't. Yeah. It's all time. We don't have the water deliveries. Yeah? All time. That's right. So this is the problem. יבש המעיין שהיה משקה ממנו את שדהו. So the well that you used to water your field became dry. ויש מפרשים, יבש המעיין שהאילן חי ממנו, whatever, either the field or the tree. או נקצץ האילן, or, in other words like this, you have a tree growing, right? There's fruits on the tree for the new year, Bikkurim, and you come into your field, the tree still looks very nice, but the well is dry now. That's it, there's no more water. Which means that this tree is alive now, but actually it's a dead tree. Or there's a nice tree and you cut it off. The fruit is still on the tree.
Oh.
Yeah, the fruit.
You didn't pick them up.
Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. We'll see soon. I don't know what the case is going to be. But the question is, do you still have the tree or do you still have the field? That's going to be, in other words, can you say the land that you gave to me? When you're saying the words, the land that you gave to me, you meant the land that you gave to me that grows trees. And over here, the land that you gave to me when you're thanking God doesn't growing trees anymore. So can you say the blessing? That's the question. Okay, let's see. או נקצץ האילן, or the tree was cut down, לאחר שהבשילו פירותיו. In other words, you have grown fruits that you need to bring ביקורים. ויש גורסים, יבש האילן או נקצץ, and some says that the tree got dry or...
This is hard.
It's hard for you, huh? So it says, מביא ואינו קורא. So it says, he needs to bring the bikurim.
Why would they read?
It's going to expand. שהרי זה כאילו אין לו קרקע. Because when you're thanking God for land that grows fruit, not for the land.
Go dig another well. What is God's problems? Why God?
When you're coming and thanking God, here's the thing. Now you're gonna.
You have to do it.
It's called zoning. You know what zoning is?
Of course.
Okay. You have commercial property, which is not agricultural property. For commercial property, which is not agricultural property, you do not say thank you God for giving me the land. That's what he's saying. If you have commercial property, it's not agricultural property.
No, he didn't change the zoning.
The zoning changed.
Oh.
The zoning changed because why?
In other words, you're telling me the guy cannot drill another well.
No, once he drills, he changes it back.
No, but the tree.
Right now, what's the zone?
So over there,
that's right.
a land without well is like change the zoning.
That's right. That's the idea.
That's
okay.
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 Okay. Now is.
But the tree is without land.
Why?
Or if you cut the tree completely off, for sure it's without land. And even if you didn't cut the land, but right now it's the tree. It's not dead yet.
But it's going to die.
But it's not in agricultural land. It's in it's not in agricultural land. The zoning of the tree is not the one that you say blessing on it. It's not a zoning. It's the wrong zoning. Yeah. כשהרי זה כאילו אין לו קרקע. We're going to consider. You want to say the land that you gave to me. Now we have a new rule. The land that you gave to me is a land that grows trees. This land doesn't grow trees right now, you cannot say the land that given to me according to this opinion.
Yeah.
יש מפרשים, there are those who explains, שמדובר כאן כשיבש המעיין או נקצץ האילן קודם הפרשת ביקורים. Now there's a whole debate if it's before you bring the ביקורים, after you bring the ביקורים. אבל אם הפריש קודם שיבש המעיין או נקצץ האילן, הואיל ונראו הביקורים לקריאה ונדחו, יירקבו, לפי שאינו יכול שוב להביאם בלא קריאה. In other words, there's a question even that you're not even allowed to bring them. Even not allowed to bring them.
What does it mean? הואיל ונראו הביקורים לקראת ונדחו. What does it mean? He saw the bikurim, he didn't pick them up from the tree?
It means that at the time that you pick the bikurim, you have to have the ability to say the kriya. And if there wasn't that ability, you're not allowed to even pick them for that.
And he doesn't have the ability because the way
it's zoning. Zoning it doesn't have.
It changed zoning. It's like, oh.
But it's still good. The fruits are still, it just dried yesterday. You didn't pick. If you picked it yesterday, you can bring it and now you cannot read it. But if you didn't pick it yesterday, now you cannot pick it because since you cannot say the blessing, the kriya, therefore we're not even going to let you bring it. Okay? כמו שהזכרנו לעיל, אבל הרמב"ם כותב, but the Rambam writes, הפריש ביקוריו if he first took the fruits, ויבש המעיין או שנקצץ האילן, and the well dried, or the tree got cut off, מביא ואינו קורא. He says, he disagrees with us, he says he brings it, and he doesn't read. שזה כמי שאין לו קרקע, שהרי עבדה, it is like he doesn't have the right zoning over here, because he just lost it. ומשמע מכאן, see, even the zoning rules come from this.
Crazy.
Yeah, and by the way, I think there's such a thing in America, right? You can lose zoning for some reason. No? ומשמע מכאן, from here we learn, שאין הרמב"ם סובר שכל שנראו לקריאה ונדחו. So the Rambam doesn't hold that it says that when you pick up the fruit, you need to be able to say the blessing. The Rambam doesn't hold it like we said it. Okay. ירקבו. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, this was up to here was the Tana Kama. Everything we learned up to here was the Tana Kama. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Rabbi Yehuda says, forget zoning, no zoning, I don't know what you're talking about. Mevi vekore, he says he brings it and he reads it.
Past. You don't do it on the future, you do it on the past. He gave you, you got the fruit.
Exactly. That's why.
מה אתה רוצה?
Oh, so Rabbi Yehuda says, forget about it. What are you talking about? Zoning change, zoning didn't change. When the fruit grew, it was the right zoning, bring it on the past. So the question is, when you're saying thank you to God, what are you saying for? You're saying it for now, or you're saying it for before?
The past.
So that's the question. That's the argument. So Rabbi Yehuda Omer, רבי יהודה הוא מביא וקורא, שהרי יש לו קרקע ואין הלכה כרבי יהודה. And we don't go to like רבי יהודה. We don't go like רבי יהודה. We're going to go that when you're saying the words, thank you God that the land that you gave to me, you're meaning now. You don't mean before. Okay. Next one. So we already mentioned this a little before. I'm not sure if you were here. You're not allowed to bring Bikurim before Shavuot. So it says it's not really you're not allowed to. You can bring the Bikurim before Shavuot, but you're not allowed to they're not allowed to use the Bikurim until they bring the Lechem Apanim, until the Kohanim harvest the grain and bring in Beis Hamikdash the thing. So that's what we said before. So there's going to be, so we're going to discuss this now. So Me'atzeret ve'ad ha'chag. What happens if you bring Bikurim, somebody brings Bikurim, from Shavuot until Sukkot? Chag means Sukkot. So in
Shavuot, Sukkot.
From Shavuot in that time.
Okay.
That is supposed to, that's right. מעצרת ועד החג, מחג השבועות ועד החג הסוכות, מביא וקורא. Then it's obvious this is the time for harvest. So you bring and you read. שנאמר בפרשת הביקורים, because it says in פרשת ביקורים, וענית ואמרת לפני השם אלוקיך, and you should say in front of God, you should declare in front of God, ושמחת בכל הטוב, and you should be rejoice in all the good that God gives you. ומכאן שאין קריאה אלא בזמן של שמחה. From here we learn that you only declare at the time of joy, at the time of rejoicing. ועיקר זמן לכריתת התבואה והפירות והשמחה, and the time of rejoicing, the main part of the rejoicing, הוא מחג השבועות ועד חג הסוכות, is from שבועות and until סוכות. מן החג ועד חנוכה, let's say you were late.
It doesn't say שמיני עצרת, כולל שמיני עצרת. It doesn't say about שמיני עצרת.
Very good. I don't know when it says מן החג. I am assuming it's שמיני עצרת including, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I'll tell you why. I don't know. It's a good question.
Okay.
It's a good question. If
still rejoicing.
yeah, but Shmini Atzeret is a different holiday.
You would say Shmini Atzeret.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a good question. It's a good
They
question.
added back then, or was part of the
Yeah. It's in the Torah. It's in the Torah. Yeah. Min Chag ve'ad Chanukah, mevi ve'ino koreh. From Sukkot and until Chanukah, he brings.
Wow. All the way to Chanukah?
Yeah, he can bring it, but he cannot say declare, because why? אף על פי שהרבה פירות נלקטים עוד עד חנוכה, says, look at the market, there's still people who are harvesting all the way to חנוכה, מכל מקום שמחת אותה שנה כבר נגמרה. But nevertheless, the joy of that year is already finished. בחג הסוכות, it finishes in חג הסוכות. הילקח מחג הסוכות ועד חג חנוכה, מביא ביקורים אבל אינו מביא. So from Sukkot and onwards, he brings but he doesn't read. Rabbi Yehuda ben Betera Omer, Rabbi Yehuda the son of Betera says that disagree, he can bring it the entire time. מביא וקורא, שאינו דורש, he says, hey, it says ושמחת. What ודורש? He says ושמחת.
You, on you.
Oh, the Samacha has got nothing to do with the reading. I learned something else from the Samachta. What do you learn? I don't know. שתהא דווקא בזמן השמחה.
אם הבן אדם שמח, הוא יכול לקרוא.
Oh,
if he's happy, it's not the time to be happy.
Maybe that's the way he learns it. Oh, he's going to explain what his reasoning. ויש מבארים טעמו של רבי יהודה בן ביתרה. There are those who explains his reasoning, שהואיל והרבה פירות נלקטים גם בין החג לחנוכה, עדיין זמן של שמחה. It says, look, people are still harvesting. It still continues, it's still a time of happiness. ולכן מביא וקורא. Therefore he brings and he reads. אין ההלכה כחכמים. We're going to go like the sages, which means that after Sukkot you do not read. שמן החג ועד חנוכה מביא ואינו קורא. אבל מחנוכה ואילך אינו מביא כל עיקר. And according to חכמים, it says after Hanukkah there's no ביקורים even. Don't even bring it. שכתוב, because why? It says ולקחת מראשית כל פרי האדמה אשר תביא מארצך. It says you're going to take from the first of all the fruit of the land that you bring from your land, ודרשו כל זמן שהפירות מצויים בארצך. It says all the time that the fruits are still in your land. היינו, בשדות ובגנים, which means that they're still in the fields. ומחנוכה ואילך אין הפירות מצויים עוד. And from Hanukkah and onwards, the majority of the nation of Israel already has those harvests already indoors. It's not in the fields anymore. And you go and you're going to say, but I have field. It says, you're strange. We don't go by you. We go by the happiness of the country, not by your happiness. Okay. יש מבאברים, there are those who says שגם ברישא בניין יבש המעיין, that also in the beginning, when it says that the well became dry, טעמם של חכמים הוא שכתוב ושמחת. The reason is because you have to be ושמחת, and if you have dry land, there's no שמחת. ומכאן שאין קריאה אלא מתוך שמחה. Because it means that now you don't have agricultural land. Today, in those times, you didn't need commercial land. Money was agriculture. So you lost your agricultural land. What's with samachta? You cannot say...
It's on the downhill side.
That's right. There's no samachta.
Not planted.
Ve'ilu, over here you have a dried well. We're talking about a dried well, yeah? Okay. You have a well on your property and it dried. So it says when you come now, you cannot say thank you God for this property because you're not happy with this property. ואילו אם יבש המעיין או נקצץ האילן, אין שמחה בליבו. So if it's dry or it's cut off the tree, there's no any more joy in his heart. הילקח.
Why here it doesn't go by the rule that whatever comes from Hashem, ושמחת. Here it's כאילו...
No. There's no such rule. There's no such rule. If a person breaks his leg and he's in the hospital, yeah, it's not v'samachta, even though it might save his life. When you have pain, you have pain. You don't play around with the thing. When a person dies, now he's with God. You can say, why are you mourning? He's happy.
No.
So it's the same thing over here.
Baruch Dayan Haemet. You do bracha that on the Ra too, that you bless the Ra.
But it is a bed.
Bless the bed.
Oh, so we consider it, even though we know everything is for the good. Yeah. Ultimately, we're still mourning. So over here, the same thing. It might be for the good, but I'm still mourning. That's right.
Okay.
Same idea. הילקח מביא ואינו קורא. ברם, רבי יהודה סובר כרבי יהודה בן ביתרה. Rabbi Yehuda thinks like Rabbi Yehuda ben Betera, שאינו דורש ושמחת עניין הקריאה. So Rabbi Yehuda that says before you're allowed to bring it, if you remember, and you're allowed to read, the reason is ושמחת has got nothing to do with the reading, according to him. Like Rabbi Yehuda ben Betera that says ושמחת has got nothing to do with the reading. לעניין קריאה. Rabbi Yehuda Stam, Hainu Rabbi Yehuda Bar Ilai. When it says Rabbi Yehuda, this is Rabbi Yehuda Bar Ilai. ויש גוסים גם בספר רבי יהודה סתם. Some say it's not רבי יהודה בן ותרא, it's רבי יהודה all the way through. יש נוסחאות שאין גורסים במשנתנו את הפסקה מעצרת ועד החג, מביא מקורא. There are some Mishnas, you don't have the last portion, that from שבועות and until סוכות bring in reads, שהרי אין משנה, המשנה עוסקת כאן אלא במביאים ולא קוראים, because our Mishnah only deals with when you bring and you don't read, and over here it's when you bring and you read. ואומנם הלכה זו נשנית להלן משנה י', and we're going to see this again when we get to משנה י'.